My name is Santosh Nair. As you know, I am the chairman of Smart Training and Consultancy Services Private Limited, and we are in the business of individual transformation, entrepreneur transformation, and enterprise transformation. And one of the most important things that we launched recently is a concept called the Business Solution Capsule. Every Friday, I am supposed to come with a Business Solution Capsule and give it to you. And you will be in a position to upgrade yourself, update yourself, and you will be in a position to transform yourself in a big way. So today, the Business Solution Capsule that I'm going to share with you is about one of the greatest things that I learned at a very young age, and that is how do I influence people. It is important that we have to influence sometimes our wife and children or husband. We have to influence our colleagues, our partners, our employees, our subordinates, our colleagues. So we are constantly influencing. But a very large amount of the population is not in a position to get what they want and get people influenced in the manner that they should be getting influenced. And the reason is many of them don't know that there are 7 influencing styles. There are 7 influencing styles. These are very beautiful styles that if you learn, you will be in a position to influence people most of the times, in most of the situation. Most of us have our own influencing style, 1 or 2 styles that we have, and we limit ourselves, and our influencing ability is also limited to that limit that we are using only 1 or 2 of our favorite influencing styles, and therefore large amount of times we are unable to get what we want in life. So here is Santosh Nair going to tell you about how to influence people, and there are 7 ways to influence people. But much before I talk about 7 ways of influencing and the 7 styles of influencing, I would like to mention to you about a concept called TRAP, T-R-A-P. T for target person, R for resources, A for adverse reaction, and P for purpose. Whenever we are interacting with anybody, there is a purpose that we have. We have a purpose to influence that person to do what we want him to do, or to agree to something that we want him to agree. So at all given times, we have a purpose. So P, the last part of the trap is P. We have a purpose, and we should be very clear that that purpose has to be so powerful that we should not be, giving up without that purpose being achieved. So whatever that purpose may be. Now with this purpose, we are going to the T, which is the target person. The target person to whom we are trying to influence. It could be a subordinate, it could be a boss, it could be a colleague, it could be anybody in your family, your house spouse, or whoever may be the case, your children for that matter. Now what happens is when you go to the target person with a purpose, they give you a T-R-A. They give you an A, which is nothing but an adverse reaction. They said, I'm not going to do it, I'm not interested, I will do it later on, but you want him to do it right now. So they are giving you an adverse reaction. An adverse reaction is a reaction where whatever you want is not happening. And most of us, when we have a purpose, we go to the target person T. When the person gives us an adverse reaction, we don't use our R, which is our resources. The second one, the R, the resources, and we fall into a trap, T-R-A-P. We fall into a trap. We have an objective to go to we have a purpose or an objective to go to the target person, and the target person has given an adverse reaction. We don't use all our resources, and we fall into a trap, and we are unable to influence or get what we want from the person whom we are trying to influence. So remember that everybody has their favorite influencing style, and we should extend it now to 7. So the first influencing style is known as friendliness. You're trying to be friendly. Suppose you want your wife to go for a movie with you, and you are telling her, and my wife's name is Sindhu, so I say, Sindhu, let's go for a movie. She said, no, I'm not coming, I've got a headache. And every time you tell me at the last moment, I am not coming with you. So remember, you used friendliness, and the friendliness has failed. Now you should not continue with friendliness. You should move to the next influencing style, which is known as bargaining. Bargaining means I will then tell her that if you come with me for this movie, you wanted to buy a salwar kameez and a sari last week, you were telling me. So it is in Infinity Mall, and we go to the Infinity Mall, see the movie, do the shopping, and probably have dinner, and then we'll come back and we'll have a nice time. Now she says, I told you not today, I have a headache. Now you see, the way in which she rejected you first time when you were trying to influence, since you changed it to bargaining now, the kind of impact that she is giving you as an adverse reaction has reduced, and you are in a position to get her to become a little more sober and accommodative than what she was few minutes or few seconds ago. So you move to the third influencing style, and this style is known as reasoning. And here you give a lot of reasons as to why you want to go for a movie. You say, in the next 20 days, I'm not going to be in the city of Mumbai. I'll be traveling to Rajkot, from there to Ahmedabad, from there to Surat, and then I'll be going to Delhi, and then I'll come and then go for the London program, and then I'm going for a training program in America, and therefore it's going to be a long period, and you love movies of Shah Rukh Khan or whoever maybe that movie is all about, and you will really enjoy, and I am telling you we can have a fun time, and then you are free from me for the next about 20 days or so. She says, okay, but we will go in the night. Now you see, from saying absolutely no to saying that I have got a headache, to coming to I am ready to come with you in the night, and you want to go at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your influencing is working and you have moved forward. Here is where you bring the fourth influencing style, which is known as assertiveness, and you assert with a powerful communication, and you say, Sindhu, I want you to come, this is going to be a fun time, and you've been telling that we should be going out more often, and here is where I'm offering this, for going outside, and you are saying that we'll go at night. At night I have this following things to do, so can we go right now? And she says, no, we'll go in the night. So here is where you move to the fifth, influencing style, which is known as higher authority. Now, higher authority means somebody who is above that particular person. Higher authority means, somebody to whom, whose name can be used to get your work done. Like I have my executive assistant, and my executive assistant has to work with my colleagues, and when she wants to get work out, if she says that Mr. Nair wants this done, that means she's using a higher authority. By using my name, she's in a position to influence people. This is another way of influencing. This is known as higher authority. The next influencing style is known as sanctions, which means threats. You give a threat. You say, Sindhu, if you don't come with me, I'm telling you, the promise of my 3 children, I will never go out on, for movies or dinner or anything ever again in the history of my life. And this is the threat, which is known as a sanction that you give, which is the sixth way to influence. And she says, go to hell, it doesn't matter. Now you've not achieved your objective. And so you have the seventh influencing style, which is known as coalition. Coalition means C-O-A-L-I-T-I-O-N. Coalition is nothing but you influence the person, in this case my wife, through another human being to whom he or she has tremendous amount of respect, regard or allegiance or whatever. And therefore, I know that my wife Sindhu will always listen to my mother, because they're very close to each other, two pally ladies, And so I know that now my only trump card is my mother, and from my mother I have to influence my wife. So I go to the main room, the living room, and I see that my mother is sitting in that one corner, and I know that diagonally opposite my mother I sit on the sofa with a grumpy big face, and I know for the last 57 years of my existence on this planet with my mother that whenever I'm sitting there with this grumpy face, my mother will look at me and say, what happened? And then I will get an opportunity to explain, and then I will ask her to influence Sindhu, and we go out for a movie at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I go there in the main room, in the living room, and I sit down there, and my mother and I, with that grumpy face, my mother looks at me and asks me, what is the problem? I said, you people are not at all bothered about anything. Here is one man working from morning till late like a dog, and nobody has any respect. Everybody has their own world. Only today I had an opportunity to go for a movie, and I told her, and she's saying, ye, wo, ting, tang, and I go on, and my mother says, okay, you, what do you want? I said, I want to go for a trip. Okay, so at 2:30 you get ready. You will go, no problem. Then my mother walks into my bedroom, and then she sits with my wife and sweet talks her and says that fellow, I know him for the last 57 years. The next 3 days, today is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days, he's going to keep that grumpy face. He's going to make everybody of us staying in this home absolutely miserable. So the best thing is you have one Anacin or Aspro or some kind of a headache medicine or something like that, and go and sit next to him, and you can go to sleep, but the fact is just go with him, and then we go for the movie. So you see, my dear friends, either you can use friendliness or bargaining or reasoning or assertiveness or higher authority or sanctions or coalition. These are 7 ways to influence people, and most people have 1 or 2 ways, and they exhaust themselves in these 1 or 2 ways, and they think that the other person is difficult, and they feel that the other person is absolutely indifferent, and the other person is not reasonable, that other person is unreasonable, is self-centered, illogical, or whatever may be the case. But the fact of the matter is that you had an objective, which is a purpose, P. P is the purpose. The target person can be your wife, your subordinate, colleague, friend, partner, anybody. So whenever you have a P, which is a purpose, you have the target person. And when you go to that target person, anticipate all the adverse reactions that you can get. And once you anticipate all the adverse reactions that you're going to get, use all your resources. What are your resources? Your communication is your resource. Your enthusiasm is your resource. Your never say die attitude is your resource. Your knowledge is your resource. Your skills is your resource. Your capability is your resource. So you have a lot of resource. Your stories, your experience, your style, your everything, your body language. All these are resources. People don't use all these resources, and they fall into a trap. So here on this Friday, I am sure that you learned that at any given time, don't give up till you have exhausted all possible ways to influence people. Now, one of the things that I want to say is that out of the 7, the first 4 are positive influencing styles, and the next 3 are negative influencing style. In the sense that you should use more of friendliness, bargaining, assertiveness, and reasoning, and less authority, sanction, and coalition. It is said the best and the most ideal way is to use high amount of reasoning, high amount of assertiveness to start a conversation. You should use very, moderate friendliness, moderate bargaining, high amount of reasoning, high amount of assertiveness, absolutely low amounts of higher authority, sanction, and coalition. And if you remember this, I am sure that you're going to have a ball of a time. You will be in a position to move things much more faster. Your role as a manager, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, you will find it extremely easy and fast to get your jobs done from all kinds of people, because now with this 7, influencing style, you've mastered the art of getting work out of people and not falling into a trap. Use these 7 at all given times. Don't use, most people have 1 or 2 of their favorite ones, and once they exhaust that favorite, they just give up and they don't influence, and they forget the purpose for the reason for which they had gone to the target person. And when they get the adverse reaction, they don't use the resource and fall into a trap. From today onwards, you will not fall into the trap. And this Friday, therefore, you've learned such a valuable, important lesson. Use it till you die in all situations in life, and I'm sure that you will be in a position to achieve, exceed, and get ahead in life. My name is Santosh Nair, and I've been in the business of entrepreneur, individual, and enterprise transformation over 2.5 decades. I have a YouTube channel, and I would request you to subscribe to that YouTube channel, where I have been loading continuously such beautiful, insightful, deep, wisdom-filled, videos. I also have an Instagram account and Facebook, so please follow me and like me and be a part of this entire transformative Friday journey. Once again, saying goodbye to all of you, and I'll catch up with you next Friday with another Business Solution Capsule. All the best till then. Good luck.